If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Photon Store has all the latest sets and promos instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tablemon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at Tablemon. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be taking a look at another deck that we expect to rise from nowhere and start appearing in the metagame, which is Rotom VSTAR. Now, Rotom VSTAR is a pretty cool card. It has the ability Conversion Star, where you may use this ability during your turn, discard any number of cards from your hand, and then draw the same amount of cards. So a pretty, like a middle ground between Starbirth and Zoroark VSTAR's ability, where you just discard your hand, draw brand new 7, and this synergizes as well with the attack Scrap Pulse, which does 80 damage, and you put any amount of Pokemon tool cards from your discard pile into the lost zone, and then this attack does 40 more damage for each card you lost zoned in this way. Now, it is important to say that Rotom V does have essentially the same attack, but with 40 base damage rather than 80, but that base 80 damage actually makes a very big difference. And of course, our goal will then be getting a bunch of tools in the discard pile, whilst also protecting our Rotom VSTAR. We do have Radiant Gardevoir, as Rotom VSTAR does have the lowest amount of HP that we have seen so far from a VSTAR Pokemon. 250 is extremely low. So that is why Radiant Gardevoir is in the deck. Then we also have Drapion V to deal with Mew. And then we have Cramorant, as we are putting cards into Lost Zone. Having that single price attacker as a bonus hit somewhere seems pretty okay. We also have Galarian Articuno with its ability to get to discard 2 cards from your hand, draw an extra card, so another way to put tools in the discard pile. And then Luminion and Crobat help support the deck as well. Obviously, Research helps get us tool cards into the discard pile. However, a very interesting part of this engine will be the Tower of Darkness Stadium, which allows us to discard the single strike tool cards, the Scroll of Scorn and Scroll of the Fanged Dragon, and we not only get extra cards, but we get to power up Rotom VSTAR's attack. So a lot of synergy between all the cards. In case Rotom VSTAR's attack is not important, we have access to the Forest of Seal. That is not the Forest of Seal card. Small technical issue. Forest Sealstone, sorry, there we go. Forest Sealstone is a tool card with the ability Star Alchemy, which allows you to search your deck for any one card and put it into your hand, and then you shuffle your deck. It is a VSTAR power, so in case you need a very specific card, rather than having to discard cards with Rotom VSTAR, you get to use that one, and if not, you get to just discard it, get rid of it, and you're then able to do even more damage. Now, a nice thing about Rotom VSTAR is that it does hit Lugia VSTAR for weakness, and as you might have seen in my initial video, and as you will be seeing in tomorrow's video as well, Lugia VSTAR seems to be taking a grip on the Japanese metagame, so it will be very cool to have a way to hit it for weakness. Yeah, even though it might not be the main attacker in some situations, having that advantage and not having to lost zone a bunch of tool cards to just get rid of the Lugia and also Palkia, right? You have advantage over Palkia VSTAR as well, which is really cool. Since we do have to play a lot of tool cards in this deck, we can utilize Tool Scrapper to get even more tool cards into the discard pile by attaching them and then playing your Tool Scrapper on our own tool cards so that they get discarded. We also get to use Air Balloon to make sure that nothing ever gets stuck in the active. We had to play Experience Share because attaching energies is one of the things that I don't like about this deck. I feel like if you miss a turn 1 attachment, you are going to be in a lot of trouble because Rotom VSTAR's attack does take 2 energies, and the only way you can power up is after a KO with right hand or by simply manually attaching. And on average, you want 12 energies total in order to average 1 energy in your starting hand when you start the game. This deck only plays 9, so the chance of having an energy in your starting hand are not very high. Of course, you have Quick Balls, Ultra Balls, the Tower of Darkness, Crobat, Galarian Articuno to draw extra cards, but it is very low on the energy department, in my opinion. Speed energy, of course, also helps with the consistency of the deck. So there's a lot going on with this deck. A lot of very cool cards and a lot of cool synergy that you don't see. Like it's almost like a self-sustaining engine, if you will, where the draw cards also power up your damage. But overall, yeah, it can be a little, or it seems questionable on paper. I would have to see it being played, and it will be one of the decks that we play, of course, once the cards come out in 2 weeks' time. Now, the final addition to the deck that I think is really cool is, of course, Serena, a card that we have talked about in previous Silver Tempest videos, where you get a choice between discarding up to 3 cards from your hand and then drawing cards until you have 5 cards in your hand, or switching one of your opponent's bench Pokemon B with their active Pokemon. This list is not playing any sort of possess orders, so Serena is the only way we will be able to gust something up, but in case we also need to power up and we need to discard other tool cards, yeah, of course the theme of this deck is to discard and discard and discard as many things as we possibly can, then the first effect where you discard up to 3 cards could potentially let you discard 3 tool cards, and therefore that's 120 bonus damage right there for Rotom, which in combination with Articuno, Quick Balls, Ultra Balls, Research, the Tower of Darkness, that could lead to being able to get those consistent back-to-back knockouts throughout the course of the game. On paper, this deck can achieve easy one-hit KOs. I'm a little nervous on the energy, but overall, I feel like it could do very well against rulebox decks. I'm not so sure how well it will do against regular decks where you're just a lower-ended V-Star taking some knockouts, but you don't have any real benefit or party trick going in order to help you trade effectively against non-rule box Pokemon, right? So that's where it could be problematic. And as I mentioned, you can hit Lugia V-Star for weakness, but Lugia V-Star, as we will go over in the next video, is playing all sort of backup attackers and other options in order to help compensate or help synergize with Lugia, synergize with Arceus, and take advantage of the fact that Arceus can power up anything at any given point, and therefore you're able to win the game that way. So by alternating your attackers, right? To the point where they're playing Radiant Charizard in some lists, and you don't even need a choice belt to KO Rotom VSTAR with Radiant Charizard. So that is a big drawback to this deck. But we'll see. Yeah, maybe we'll compensate with high damage output and the pressure does apply to the point where it ends up not mattering at all. We'll see. Yeah, we can only find this out by trying out the cards, and I'm really eager to try out the new decks from Silver Tempest. I feel like some people were comparing Silver Tempest to Vivid Voltage in terms of raw power, however, and like impact into a metagame, which was basically 0 for Vivid Voltage, but I do think Silver Tempest will actually have a lot to say in the coming weeks, yeah, and especially in the coming tournaments. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a like. Let me know what other V-Star or VMAX you'd like me to feature from Silver Tempest, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.